know that feeling? It's 11 p.m. You promised yourself you wouldn't doom scroll tonight, but somehow you're still there. 45 minutes gone, and you feel empty. Or maybe it's different for you. Maybe it's stress eating, procrastinating on important work, checking your phone 150 times a day, biting your nails until they bleed, staying up way too late even though you know you'll regret it. Here's the uncomfortable truth. You're probably not lazy. You're not weak. And you definitely don't lack discipline. What you actually lack is understanding how your brain works. Because here's what neuroscience reveals that most people never know. Bad habits aren't character flaws. They're neural patterns. And neural patterns can be rewritten. In this video, we're breaking down exactly how habit formation works inside your brain, why breaking bad habits feels impossibly hard, and most importantly, 5 science-backed steps that actually work to rewire your brain and stop these behaviors permanently. Let's go. Before we get into the solution, you need to understand something critical about how your brain actually works. Your brain is not designed to make you happy. It's designed to save energy. Think about it. Every single behavior you repeat, scrolling, eating junk food, procrastinating, checking notifications, your brain strengthens the neural pathway connected to that action. This process is called neuroplasticity, and it's happening to you right now, whether you're aware of it or not. At first, habits require conscious effort. You have to think about every step. But after enough repetition, something shifts. Your brain moves control from the prefrontal cortex, your conscious decision-making center, to a deeper region called the basal ganglia. That's when behaviors become automatic. That's when you scroll without thinking. That's when you eat without noticing. That's when you procrastinate, even though you're terrified of missing the deadline. Here's the problem. Your brain doesn't distinguish between good habits and destructive ones. It only cares about 3 things: efficiency, reward, and survival. If checking social media gives you a dopamine hit, your brain remembers it. If procrastination temporarily relieves your anxiety, your brain stores it. If late-night scrolling feels like escape from a stressful day, your brain reinforces it. Over time, your brain starts predicting these rewards before you even perform the behavior. That anticipation creates cravings, and those cravings feel almost impossible to resist because they're not emotional, they're neurological. This is why motivation doesn't work. Motivation is temporary. Brain wiring is permanent, unless you know how to change it. But here's what most people get wrong. They try to break bad habits through sheer willpower. They don't. They fail. Instead, here are 5 practical neuroscience-backed steps that actually rewire your brain. Step 1. Identify the trigger, not the behavior. Most people ask the wrong question. They ask, how do I stop this habit? But neuroscience says you should ask, what's activating this habit in the first place? Every habit follows the same pattern: trigger, behavior, reward. The trigger is critical. It's the starting point of the entire automatic sequence. For some people, it's emotional. Stress triggers phone scrolling. Loneliness triggers social media addiction. Boredom triggers overeating. Anxiety triggers procrastination. For others, it's environmental. You walk past the kitchen, you eat. You sit on the couch, you grab your phone. You open your laptop, you suddenly remember 10 things you need to check first. Here's what you need to do. For 1 week, observe your bad habit without judgment. Notice what time it happens. What emotion are you feeling? Where are you physically? Who are you with? What thought just entered your mind? You'll see patterns emerge quickly. And here's the magic. The moment you become aware of the trigger, your conscious brain wakes up. The prefrontal cortex, the part that can actually make decisions, becomes active again. You're no longer fully on autopilot. That awareness alone weakens the automatic behavior. You're creating the foundation for change. Step 2. Increase friction, redis availability. This step seems too simple to work, but it's backed by solid neuroscience. Your brain is lazy. It constantly tries to conserve energy. It always chooses the path of least resistance. So if bad habits are easy and instantly rewarding, your brain will prefer them. That's why environment matters more than willpower. Way more. You can't white-knuckle your way through willpower every single day. It's exhausting. Your prefrontal cortex will get tired, and then you'll give in. Instead, change your environment. If you doom scroll before bed, delete the apps from your phone. Don't just close them, delete them. Yes, you can reinstall later, but that 2-minute friction? That's enough to interrupt the automatic pattern. If you stress eat, don't keep triggering food visible in your kitchen. Put it in a container in the back of the freezer. If you have to go through 5 steps to get it, your conscious brain has time to intervene. If you can't focus on work, put your phone in another room, not just face down, actually out of reach. This isn't about deprivation. It's about designing your environment so that the automatic behavior becomes harder than the desired behavior. Because here's the truth. No cue, less craving. Less craving, less automatic behavior. Even adding 10 seconds of inconvenience dramatically reduces impulsive behavior. That small pause gives your conscious brain enough time to step in and say, wait, is this what I actually want to do? Step 3, Replace the H-habe habit, don't just remove it. This is where people make the biggest mistake. They try to create emptiness, but your brain hates behavioral gaps. Habits exist because they're filling a need. They're providing stimulation, comfort, escape, emotional relief, or reward. If you only remove the habit without replacing it, your brain will keep searching, keep craving, and eventually you'll relapse because the underlying need is still there. Neuroscience shows that replacing a routine works way better than eliminating it completely. So here's what you do. Identify what the habit is actually giving you, then find a healthier alternative that provides similar reward. If stress causes phone addiction, replace it with walking or deep breathing. If boredom causes overeating, replace it with movement, conversation, or a hobby. If procrastination relieves overwhelm, replace it with breaking tasks into smaller, more manageable pieces. The replacement habit doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to provide some form of reward, because your brain learns through repetition and reward, not through restriction and punishment. Over time, the new neural pathway becomes stronger while the old one weakens. That's how real brain rewiring happens, not through force, through repeated replacement. And here's something crucial. This process takes time. You spent months or years strengthening the old pathway. Expecting instant change is unrealistic. Consistency matters more than intensity. Small, repeated actions reshape your brain far more effectively than short bursts of motivation. Step 4. Shift your identity, not just your behavior. This is where most habit-breaking strategies fail. They focus entirely on actions. But neuroscience reveals something deeper. Identity is more powerful than motivation. Think about someone with real self-discipline. Are they constantly fighting themselves? Are they white-knuckling through every decision? No. They've shifted their self-perception. They've changed their identity. See, your brain responds powerfully to repeated self-perception. If you constantly tell yourself, I have no willpower, I always fail, I'm just a lazy person, your brain starts treating those as familiar truths, and your brain loves familiar patterns. It will repeat them automatically. But here's what's powerful. When identity shifts, behavior gradually follows. Stop saying, I'm trying to quit this habit. Start saying, I'm becoming someone who respects their mind. Stop saying, I'm trying to eat healthier. Start saying, I'm becoming someone who nourishes their body. Stop saying, I'm trying to be more productive. Start saying, I'm someone who shows up and takes action. This sounds like positive self-talk, but it's deeper than that. Neuroscience shows that repeated thoughts literally influence your neural pathways. Your internal language matters. The goal isn't fake optimism. The goal is reinforcing a new behavioral identity consistently enough that your brain starts treating it as normal. Over time, the behaviors that support that identity become automatic. You don't have to fight anymore. You're just being yourself. Step 5. Reward progress immediately. Here's why bad habits are so powerful. The rewards are instant. Scrolling feels good in seconds. Junk food feels good immediately. Avoidance relieves anxiety right now. But good habits usually have delayed rewards. Exercise takes weeks to show results. Meditation takes months. Building discipline takes years. Your brain is wired to prioritize immediate rewards over distant ones. It's a survival mechanism. So if the rewards for positive behavior are delayed, your brain keeps craving the immediate rewards of bad habits. This is where most people fail. They're chasing a distant goal. I'll have the perfect life in a year, while ignoring the immediate reality that their brain is starving for reward. So you have to make positive behaviors feel rewarding immediately. Track your progress visually. Use a habit tracker or even just a calendar where you mark off every day you show up. Your brain loves seeing progress. Celebrate small wins. If you avoided opening that app for 1 hour, that's a win. Acknowledge it. Notice it. Pay attention to emotional improvements. Maybe you're sleeping better. Maybe you have more energy. Maybe your anxiety decreased. Your brain learns these connections. A lot of people only focus on massive results. They wait to feel the complete transformation before feeling good about progress. But your brain changes before visible results appear. If you wait for the massive victory before appreciating the journey, you'll quit too early. Instead, reward the process itself. Every interruption of the old habit loop weakens that pathway. Every repetition of the new behavior strengthens the new one. Here's something neuroscience reveals that changes everything. The brain values familiarity more than improvement. Even unhealthy patterns can feel psychologically safe because they're known. This is why people often return to behaviors they hate. The brain associates familiar routines with certainty, and change requires uncertainty. That discomfort you feel when trying to break a habit, that's not a sign you're failing. That's a sign your brain brain is adapting. Most people quit during this phase because they think the discomfort means the new system isn't working. Actually, it usually means the rewiring has started. This is why patience matters. You're not just changing actions, you're changing neural patterns that might have existed for years. That takes repetition, awareness, and consistency. And here's the real truth. The goal is not perfection. One bad day doesn't erase a new neural pathway. One mistake doesn't destroy your progress. What matters is overall repetition over time. The danger begins when one mistake becomes a full return to the old identity. Missing once? Normal. Repeating the cycle for weeks? That's the problem. People who successfully change their habits don't quit after setbacks. They recover quickly. They don't drown in guilt because guilt itself often becomes another trigger for destructive behavior. So be honest with yourself. If you mess up, acknowledge it and move forward immediately. Because the goal isn't becoming a completely different person overnight. The goal is gradually reducing automatic destructive behavior while consistently increasing conscious behavior. That's how real brain rewiring happens. Breaking bad habits is not about becoming perfect. It's about understanding how your brain works and using that knowledge to your advantage. Neuroscience shows that your brain constantly adapts based on repetition, reward, and environment, which means no habit is truly permanent if you're willing to consistently change the pattern behind it. The habits controlling your life today were learned, which also means they can be unlearned. And usually, the biggest changes start with very small, repeated decisions. If this video helped you understand the neuroscience of breaking bad habits and gave you practical steps you can actually apply in real life, please leave a like. That helps more people find this video. And subscribe to Mental Craft for more videos on neuroscience, habit change, psychology, brain rewiring, self-discipline, mental clarity, and science-backed self-improvement strategies that actually work in real life. The mind can change. You just have to understand the mechanism. Thanks for watching.